Wow, I'm actually recording something that's not an update video. So I've actually wanted to make this video for a while, and I finally decided to sit down and make it. Also, I'm sorry if I keep staring over there and looking at my screen, just to make sure everything is beautiful. So yeah, today I'm going to be talking about my contact collection, some, contact care tips, and just stuff like that. So before we get started, I feel like I should say this. This is not sponsored in any way. This is literally all of these contacts I have bought with my own money. And these are just my honest opinion about them and about the store ohmykitty. I mean, if ohmykitty wants to sponsor me, like... So, this is not sponsored in any way. This is literally all of my own opinion. This is a collection that I have. It is not big, and they're not very different from each other, but I feel like it's still important to really talk about them and everything like that. First things first is how they come. So, all the contacts obviously have their own price, but then you also have to pay shipping on top of their original prices. And the shipping can go from... I forget what the first one is. It's like a couple of weeks to about like a week and almost 2 weeks, and then you have this 3 to 6 days. So the shipping is mainly up to you and how fast you want them. I usually just pay a little bit extra to get the week to about almost 2 weeks. Usually come in like this little bubble mailer. Have the contacts themselves also padded as well, and this is what they usually comes with. And usually always has cute little tape like this. And they always send usually like contact case, sometimes a free gift. So here's the contact case they usually send. They send with them and stuff like that. Sorry about the sun. So they usually always send you a contact case, send you a little free gift, which for some reason I've been getting a lot of temporary tattoos lately. And then they also send you obviously a bunch of advertisement for like their contacts and stuff. But it's always fun to be able to look through these and see all like the different types of contacts that they have. They also feature, cosplayers. And the contacts themselves, again, are wrapped up in this little thing here. Let me get these out. So usually they always come in these little jars, like usually regular contacts have, and on the top they usually have like the prescription or like what they are. I obviously don't need prescription contacts, so I just get 00 for both of them. And then the contacts themselves, you can kind of see them in there. Hello. So I decided to add this in kind of a little bit last minute. I'm pretty much just going to show you how to open these. So first thing is prepare your contact case. This is contact with fresh solution. You never want to keep the solution that the contacts come in, mostly because that's just a factory solution, and yeah, you just don't want to keep it in. So one thing you want to look for is, I'm not sure how well it can pick it up, but there's a little arrow right here. So you just want to peel it back. I usually take it slow because you want it to peel the metal like that, just because it's easier just to take off. You don't have to bring out the pliers or anything. So pretty much you just peel it back, be careful because it is sharp. And then usually just comes right off. Then I have me hand, and then I just kind of quickly dump it out so that the contact would just come out. So there it is. I usually pick up the contact, try to get as much solution I can off my hands, and there's the boy. And I usually just do like a quick little, this is what I also do when I'm putting contacts in, just some fresh solution, and I kind of just give it like a little bath, and just kind of, boop, 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 turn it around, do that, make sure it's not flipped inside out, and just put it right into the case. And I usually, when I get new contacts, I usually let them sit there for like a good hour or so, or even a full day before I actually use them, just to make sure that they're clean and everything. But yeah, so that's usually how they come packaged. So I really like how they send them, because obviously the contacts are going to be very safe. You don't have to worry about the bottles breaking, unless obviously like the shipping manufacturer or like the people who take care of shipping it, really, hurdle them at the wall. Again, the shipping time usually really depends on you and how fast you want them. Like if you want to wait a little while, if you want to get them a little quickly, or if you want to get them within a couple of next days. But they do usually have like a 3 to 5 processing period before they ship them out. That processing period does not count towards the shipping. So do keep that in mind if you're kind of like emergency buying them. Also, I figured I would mention the ohmykitty store is the first and only store I ever bought contacts from. So obviously my opinions are probably gonna be a little bit biased because of the fact that this is the only experience I really have. Also, I don't really have any other experience to really compare them to. But yeah, so this is why I bought my first pair of contacts like years ago, and I've just since then have always been buying from them because their prices are always really great. I have like my whole list of my contacts here with their prices. These prices are before sales and before shipping. The store is always having sales on certain contacts and everything like that, so these prices might be different than what they say online. I should say for reference, my eyes are green. So these contacts are going against green eyes, so my eyes already are kind of light, so do keep that in mind with these. Yeah, so I figured I would talk about the ones I actually have in my eyes now, which you can see. I'm also going to be inserting footage of a closer look at them with them in studio lights and also in natural lighting. So the ones I have in now are the Dali Eye Blue, are by far more of my favorite darker blues. They are super comfortable. Like, I've probably worn these contacts more than any of the contacts that I have, just because the characters I usually tend to cosplay have mostly blue eyes. And with my experience with wearing them, there was one point where I did have to wear them for a very long time. I won't say how long because I do not recommend or condone anyone wearing contacts for this long. Please give your eyes a rest, but I did wear them for a very long time, and they stayed wet, they didn't dry out, they weren't uncomfortable, I barely still could feel them like by the time like I was taking them out, you know, and everything like that. So they are super comfortable. The price of them is about $23. Again, this is before sales and this is before like shipping and stuff like that, so do keep those in mind with these prices. And the diameter is 14.2. I'll also be listing like all the information on the side here as well. And their lifespan is typically around 1 year. For me personally, since I don't really wear contacts unless I am cosplaying, and that's very rare, not very rarely, but I don't cosplay as much as like some people might that wear these daily and stuff like that. So they can last a little bit longer as long as you take very good care of them and you wash them, which I'll go into like how to do that at the end of the video. But yeah, so typically they last 1 year. I do recommend, you know, after the 1 year mark, maybe it will be worth it. Well, not even maybe, it is very much worth it to replace them after a year. I know people who have kept the same contacts for like a couple of years and stuff, but just for like health wise and just making sure that your eyes are going to be kept safe, that you just, you know, replace them every now and then, which is typically what I do. So the next ones we're going to talk about is the pink ones. Usually I use these for characters like Dice, Yohane, and here's them in the contact case so you can see them. So these ones are the Lens Story Twilight Pink. To be honest with these, I was very skeptical about buying them just because after I saw some people have them, like they just didn't really look right to me, because I'm not sure if anyone else is really like this, but when it comes to contacts and cosplay contacts, I typically like them to look very natural, as if like if the anime character actually lived in the real world, that's what their eyes would look like. So I was very skeptical about getting these just because they looked very unnatural to me, but I actually ended up liking them a lot more than I thought I would. They usually retail at $22. Diameter is 15. And then their lifespan again is 1 year. I don't usually wear them as much as my other ones just because the cosplays that I usually wear them for I don't wear a lot. But with my experience with it, they are very comfortable. I do find myself just kind of moving them around a little bit more than my other ones just to kind of get more comfortable. So the next ones we're going to talk about are the ones that I usually typically use for yellow-eyed characters. So I usually use these for Yaiba, Dazai. They can be used for both yellow and brown. I typically got them for yellow eyes just because, again, I like them to be more natural. So these ones are the Eye Fairy Dolly plus brown. These ones, again, I typically do not really use them a lot because the characters I use them for I don't really wear as much as I would with like these blue contacts, but they are, with my experience with wearing them, they are very comfortable. Again, just like my blue ones, they just never really dry out and they're just really super comfortable to me. Don't really see myself wetting them up that much. Price that they retail at is $28. Diameter is 16.2. Lifespan is 1 year. So the next one we're going to talk about is actually the ones that the replacement ones that I just got, which is these red ones. I only really kept them so that you guys can see them. And these are, I'm gonna butcher this name, Biffany Red. I don't know. These ones are another second one that I kind of wear a lot. So I use these for Crow. I really like this line because they're pretty much on the edge of my blue ones where they're super comfortable. They don't feel like too gross to have in your eyes. They like they never really dry out and everything like that, and I typically forget I usually have them in. And these retail for $23. Diameter is 14.8 and their lifespan is 1 year. The next ones we're going to talk about is probably the ones that I hated the most, that I needed to order. Was because my green ones. Again, I already have green eyes, but because I was cosplaying Jiro, I had to get green ones, which I just felt was such a waste because I usually would just typically use the black rings just to make my eyes look a little bigger. So these ones are the same line as the red ones, so please excuse if I butcher the name. The Biffany Green. Again, I don't really need to repeat myself because it's the same as my red ones. They are super comfortable, and even though my eyes are green, the color payoff is amazing with these. They retail for $23, the diameter is 14.8, and the lifespan is 1 year. My last pair is probably my favorite pair out of all the ones that I have, just because they are really pretty. Obviously I cannot show you because the contact case is not see-through, but these are my I'm so sorry, Ice Queen contacts. I got these for characters like Gaku, Altagawa, because they can work really well for characters that might have gray eyes or might have really light blue ones. And again, these are probably most of my favorite ones because of the fact that they are so pretty. They're super comfortable, just like my other ones, like barely feel them. I haven't used them at a con yet, so I haven't worn them for a long period of time, so I cannot say if they will still be comfortable for hours on end. Is typically what cosplayers would use them for at conventions and stuff like that. Because they're a little bit more on the expensive side. They retail for $28, diameter is 15, and the lifespan is 1 year. So that's typically all of my collection of what I have so far. Again, I order all my contacts from the same site just because they have a really big range of selections. They have different brands, different colors, different styles, you know, and they also have, again, always send you small little gifts. Always sends you a lens case. I've never had an order where I have not had a lens case. They do have prescriptions, which is amazing, because I know a lot of my friends usually tend to struggle with finding contacts that done. Oh, actually, I almost forgot. If you are looking and are interested in ordering from ohmykitty, I actually have a affiliate link. So pretty much when you order through that, it just helps me out a little bit when it comes to my own orders and also just stuff in general. Again, I've been ordering from them for years, so when they had like the affiliate link program, obviously I signed right the fuck up. But yeah, so if you want to order from them, make sure you do it through my link because it actually helps me out a little bit too. So I'm going to give it over to Past Sailor so he can show you how to put them in.